Good morning, Card Communities. RJ back with another video. Let's get to it. Today's random Mike Schmidt item of the day. More of a Phillies item. Still, since it has Mr. Schmidt in it, I consider it a Mike Schmidt item. From 1975, it is a team photo insert from the local newspaper in Philadelphia. Philadelphia currently has only one remaining major newspaper of daily release. That's the Philadelphia Inquirer. This one was from the Philadelphia Bulletin, the Sunday edition. The Bulletin was a longtime paper when I was a youth, but folded, I believe in the early 90s, if not the late 80s. Anyway, this has the team picture from 1975. It's the first year the Phillies went to the division playoffs. After many years of futility, including the great 1964 collapse. Mr. Schmidt, located right there, along with a lot of other well-known players of the Phillies era. Steve Carlton would be back here, Dick Allen right there, and the manager at the time was a man named Danny Ozark. I don't want to go through all the players. You can see the list down there if you want to pause and read and find your favorite Philly. There you have my random Mike Schmidt item of the day, my random baseball item of the day, also Philly related, but much earlier. Another newspaper insert, this one from 1950, when the World Series was set, and it was going to be the Phillies versus the Yankees. The local newspaper put out a graphic of the two stadiums, just some dimensions for all you baseball enthusiasts. It's interesting. It would tell you where the different TV cameras, were stationed around the field. I guess that meant something to people. Interesting also, note the capacity of the seating capacity. 75,000 people could fit into Yankee Stadium, while Shibe Park, or Connie Mack Stadium, however you choose to refer to it, could only sit 33,166. So there you go. That is my random baseball item of the day and my random Mike Schmidt item of the day. A couple newspaper inserts back in the day. All right, we're going to go through the trivia question at the moment. We're going to come back to that a little later. And we're going to talk about today's small set, this being Wednesday, and small set Wednesday. Let's talk about the 1977 Topps cloth sticker set. All right. So I have here a complete set of 1977 Topps cloth stickers. What were the cloth stickers? Now, a cloth sticker was just what looked like it almost looked like the same card that you'd get in the packs for each player. Name at the top, team name, position, picture with a facsimile signature at the back. Was pretty much just nothing. A couple headlines, the person, and told you how to safely peel the sticker off. This was a test issue for Topps in '77. I'm not sure they ever did it again. What I mean by that is I don't think it ever got released as an insert on its own. I know that in 2019, I believe, Topps Heritage had some cloth stickers randomly available in it. So it's certainly not the last time Topps meddled with cloth stickers. For the most part, the images were the same. I'm going to flip through to one. Let's go to the, let's flip through all the people here. Ashby, Buddy Bell, Johnny Bench, Vida Blue, Bert Blyleven, Steve Braun, George Brett, Lou Brock, Jose Cardinal, Rod Carew, Steve Carlton, Dave Cash, Cesar Cedeno, Ron Say, Mark Fidrich, Dan Ford, Wayne Garland, Ralph Garr, Steve Garvey, Mike Hargrove, Jim Hunter. Here's the Reggie Jackson card. So if you look at the Reggie Jackson card, you will see that for the most part, it's the exact same image on the player's standard Topps card that year, which was typical of almost all of these. We'll talk about that in a second. But if we keep going, Reggie, Randy Jones, Dave Kingman, Bill Madlock, Lee May, John Mabry, Andy Messersmith, Willie Montañez, John Montefusco, Joe Morgan, Thurman Munson, Bobby Mercer, interesting picture here of Bobby Mercer. Here's catcher Joe Ferguson, I believe, and Bobby Mercer's like off to the side as a person just kind of standing at the plate, looking backwards and barely in the picture, but that's what they put on this card. Al Oliver, Dave Pagan, Jim Palmer. Now, Tony Perez, the original Topps card in 1977 that featured Tony Perez, featured him with the Reds because he had not yet joined his new team. The cloth stickers were released as a test issue in packs later in the year. So they had time by then to switch out the picture of Tony Perez, showing him in an Expos uniform because he had been traded or signed with the Expos. So he was no longer a Red. And there was a couple players like that where they took advantage of the time they had and swapped out the picture for the current team. But most of them were still on the same teams. Pete Rose, Joe Rudi, Nolan Ryan. I wonder what that costs these days. Mike Schmidt, of course, Tom Seaver, Ted Simmons, Bill Singer, Willie Stargell, Rusty Staub, Don Sutton, Louis Tiant, Bill Travers, Claudel Washington, Bob Watson, Dave Winfield, Carl Yastrzemski, Robin Yount, and Richie Zisk. I actually got a guy with the last name Z to make this set. Usually Robin Yount would be the last in a lot of these card sets from the day. So they were released in packs. And one of the random inserts in the packs was a checklist. The reason I have so many checklists is because on the back of the checklists, randomly, were puzzle pictures, so to speak. 9 cards, both of the National League and the American League All-Star teams from 1976. Since this came out, probably they printed it or manufactured the stickers before the 77 All-Star game. And in order to release it during the 77 season, they took the previous year's All-Star teams and put their picture on the back in a puzzle, if you arranged it in a 9-pocket page, you would see the full picture of each of the All-Star teams. So I have, again, the full set of cloth stickers, but also all 18 puzzle piece pictures, so to speak, of the teams. So that is my cloth sticker. Tim McCarver from 1977 was not so highly thought of, so highly regarded as to warrant inclusion in the set, but this is a 1977 Topps Tim McCarver card. This will be your prize for today's trivia question. Tim McCarver is one of those rare, but I mean, seldom seen, let me put it that way, because it happens more often than you'd think, players to play in 4 decades of baseball. So, for example, 4 decades of baseball. Who has played in 4 decades of baseball? Most famously, I think, Nolan Ryan. Started with the 60 Mets, 69 Mets, 68, 69, however you want to say it. Started with the Mets. And then with the Angels most of the 70s, with the Astros in most of the 80s, and with the Rangers a couple years in the 90s. Tim McCarver also had that. But named for me the only player to win batting titles in 3 different decades. Talk about longevity here with Tim McCarver and a couple other people. Who is the only player to win batting titles in 3 different decades? And you can get this cool Tim McCarver 1977 Topps card. So email me the correct answer. I will include my email in the description below along with the repeat of the question. You will have today and tomorrow to answer, and we'll pick a winner on Sunday, all right? So I hope you like that. Another cool set. The cloth sticker set from Topps. Again, if you look at your 2019 Topps Heritage, the gray ones that are reminiscent of the 77, not 77, I'm sorry. They're reminiscent of the 1970 Topps design. Those Heritage cards also had cloth sticker inserts. So there you have it. Appreciate you stopping by. Please consider liking, subscribing, commenting, and all that jazz. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you again soon. We'll have another great video and trivia question on Friday. Take care.